Welcome into Sportsballogy. Today, we're going to talk about how a bunch of coaches lost their jobs, about how the Cowboys still suck, and about how a legendary coach decided to hang it up.
I'm going to talk about how Dana White is ruining MMA.
And when Randy comes in, he's going to talk about something weird like he always does.
Can't wait.
Welcome in. My name's Joey.
I'm Chris.
And this is Sportsballogy. Today's sports stories is what we're going to talk about first. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. So for starters, a bunch of coaches lost their jobs, and I don't know whether to be thrilled or kind of scared, but an above average number of coaches lost their jobs. The average number in the NFL is 7. We had 8, so slightly above average.
So 7 on average, 7 head is this coaches or head coaches?
Head coaches.
So on average, 7 head coaches a year lose their jobs.
Yes.
How many teams are the total in the NFL?
32.
Over 20% per year. What? Okay, I imagine that most of them will just go to different teams.
Some of them
two anyways.
Some of them do, some of them don't. It really just kind of depends.
Now, are they lost because they retired, or is it just like every season just for any reason? That we lose on average.
I'm not going to be honest. I'm not going to be honest. No, I'm going to be honest. I only wrote average is 7, so I don't know the context of what that meant. Gotcha. So that's on me because my notes were awful. So, yeah, Joe's a liar. Yeah, here we go. Legendary coach Bill Belichick was, probably the marquee name that lost his job.
Okay.
They kind of both mutually agreed to part ways, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. And then they already, I guess, had a guy in mind because they've already hired another coach.
Oh, shit. All right.
So Gerard Mayo will replace him. He's actually the second active coach in the NFL now to be from the Commonwealth of Virginia. So,
okay,
yay,
cool.
Go Virginia. And he also now becomes the youngest NFL coach in the NFL. He's the youngest coach now upon hiring.
And how old is he?
You know what? That goes back to my crap notes because
Okay.
I did not write how old he was. But among the other teams looking to fill head coaching vacancies are my Carolina Panthers, the Tennessee Titans, Atlanta Falcons, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Seattle Seahawks, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Washington Commies. So, yeah, them wonderful Washington Commanders. I don't love the name. It's never been a. I don't know,
man. I like Commanders. I like the name.
The name of the Commanders.
Yeah, it reminds me of Mass Effect, Commander Shepard.
That's fair. That's not what they mean, but that's I wish that they did. That honestly be so much cooler. Oh,
the Washington
Lord.
Femships.
Yeah. I would always play with a character that I made to look like me, so that I had the like immersive feel in Mass Effect, and then immediately, like as soon as I finished that campaign, would go play Femship.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, we're here to talk about sports, not video games.
Right.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, little off track, but yeah. So a bunch of coaches lost their jobs, and it was just very interesting as the days progressed about like. Pete Carroll for the Seattle Seahawks had been there forever. Vrabel, who had been with the Titans, had been there forever. And it just seemed like everybody who had been there a while, minus the Carolina Panthers, because, they suck. I get it. Their coaches had been there for a pretty long time, and they just weren't producing the results that they had anticipated, and then they let them go.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question is, were these let go for performance reasons?
I would say yes, all of them were let go for performance reasons. The Las Vegas Raiders would be the one caveat to that, because of the fact that they fired their coach for performance reasons in the middle of the season. He was so bad,
wow.
They didn't even let him finish the season. and they've had an interim head coach who I can't confirm yet because I hadn't seen it at the time that I was writing my notes, but it looked like he's going to get the job. So
I'm almost afraid to ask this, but does that mean there's been 7 contract buyouts?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I knew you were going to ask about that. So yes, every single one of those coaches had a buyout, so they all get to go home.
God, how many? That's like probably $500 million. Pay us.
It's a lot
us to not work. I promise you, I work. I don't work. I'm better at not working than them. I promise.
I knew you were going to ask that. That's why I wanted to bring that particular topic into this, because we love talking about contract buyouts on this show. It was a lot. Like, it was so much that, like, as I was going into it and trying to do the math on it, it got to just an astronomical number that I stopped.
I wouldn't even the $500 million, $500 million is just my guess off of that, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was more.
I mean, it was definitely a lot, because some of these coaches, like the Carolina Panthers, for example, had hired him on a 5-year contract, let him go in year 1. So now they have to pay for 4 years of a coach.
Yeah. Belichick, I don't know how expensive he would be.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure if there's going to be much of a buyout there, only because of the fact that they mutually agreed to part ways.
Fair, okay.
So my assumption would be that there's some, like, negotiation there that, but regardless, it was a lot of money going to a lot of coaches to go sit on their couch and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because everyone was talking about, like, what is the most attractive job in the NFL? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, it's got to be the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the worst team in the NFL by far. They lose, like, almost every game. And if you go in and you continue to do a bad job, you're going to get paid a bunch of money to get fired,
right,
and go sit on your couch. So I don't know if I'm looking for a job right now, if I'm an NFL, caliber coach, I'm trying to go to the Panthers so that I can get fired, make my money, and then actually go coach somewhere else.
That reminds me of, like, a fighter just like, man, you know what? I'm just going to go throw this fight.
Yeah. Go make your money. Go make that bank, man.
I'm just going to throw this fight.
I thought that was funny. I had to bring it in there. And speaking of funny things to bring up, I know you're not a sports fan, but I think you'll find this.
Well, I am a sportsballogist.
That is fair. But I think you'll find this next particular section pretty interesting.
Okay.
So the Dallas Cowboys choke epically in a first-round exit once again, and thankfully, to my delight, the Eagles joined them. So, Randy, if you could do me a favor and upload the very important graphic to discuss the Dallas Cowboys life cycle. Okay. I can't take credit for this picture. I didn't make it, but boy, is it accurate, because this is actively how the Dallas Cowboys treat their season and how their obnoxious fans actively go about their lives. So the Dallas Cowboys, they ended up losing to the Green Bay Packers, losing 48-32. And honestly, it should have been way bigger of a margin than that, because it wasn't until the very end that Dallas actually decided to show up and play football. So Packers scored on their first possession, built a 20-point lead by halftime, never looked back. And Green Bay they played the 49ers yesterday and they ended up losing. But either way, anytime that you knock out the Cowboys is hilarious because they do it all the time. Since making their last conference championship game in 1995, the Cowboys have had 8 one-and-done playoff appearances, and they have done it as the number 1 seed twice in 2007 and 2016, and now they've done it as the number 2 seed. So every year, Dallas Cowboys fans get on my freaking nerves. I hate Dallas Cowboys fans, and you can come at me. I don't care.
Oh, this is going to be a spicy episode.
Yes.
All right.
Dallas Cowboys fans are the worst fans in the NFL, and it's not even close.
I'm going to say, stop right there.
Okay, all right.
If I had to pick a football team that I supported, it would be the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before, as much as I might give them crap.
But
I will say it was funny waking up that next morning and my Facebook feed is just flooded with people hating on the Cowboys. Like, Cowboys suck. Cowboys suck. I saw this one video that dude that took his TV out in the driveway and stomped on it and then back over it with his truck and flung it into his garage. Yeah.
Dallas,
great.
But
that was so great.
That's what Dallas Cowboys fans do. Like, they're the most obnoxious fan base in the NFL. I could see you being a Dallas Cowboys fan. That's nothing against you, but like I could see you like getting so invested in that it would like physically cause you to like throw your TV in your driveway. Like I could see you doing that.
Right.
You're just that passionate of a person. But it's just always funny to me that they have this endless life cycle of like, you know, they'll beat up on the bad teams of the league, and then, you know, they're like, yeah, this is, you know, what we're gonna do, like we got this, we them boys, and then they choke in the first round of the playoffs. Happens every single year. This time, thankfully, the Eagles got to join them. Eagles fans are almost as obnoxious as Cowboys fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, Eagles fans can get violent. But yeah, so they actually got to join them in the first round exit. They lost even worse. They ended up losing 32-9, and the Eagles ended up losing 6 of their final 7 games. So they just were a train wreck at the end of the season, completely going just off the rails because they were 10-1 to start the year. They had the best record in the NFL and just collapsed. And so that made me happy.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean
yeah.
I mean, it's just great when you like see epic collapses. I mean, so being a Panthers fan, my entire squad is just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And so I want to see the best teams lose because if I'm going to be miserable, then so is everyone else.
Misery loves company. That's how it is. Yeah. I don't have a dog in the fight, so I was like, all right, whatever. As long as they were good games, but it sounds like Dallas kind of got their poop pushed in from the beginning. From go.
Well, and it was funny because I mean they go on this 20-point they scored 3 touchdowns in a row, one of which was a pick 6, and so they intercepted the ball, took it back for a touchdown. And yeah, at that point, like as I'm watching that game, I'm like, yeah, Dallas is not winning this. There's no way.
There's not coming back from that.
Yeah. So we're going.
You know what? Suck it, Dallas. I never was a fan anyway.
All right. So let's head on to story number 3. We're kind of moving quick through these, and I'm not mad about it. So Nick Saban,
not Saban.
Not Saban.
That's the first time I never heard his name said. I just saw it written down.
Yep. So in the green room, Chris called it Nick Saban, and I couldn't think of anything but Cinnabon, and now I really want a cinnamon roll. Yeah, I do love cinnamon rolls. They had one, so I covered the Virginia Tech women's basketball game this morning, and they served cinnamon rolls, and they were delicious.
You didn't bring me
Unfortunately, I was only able to get one.
What?
Yeah, they only allowed us to get one, but it was a good cinnamon roll.
All right.
So anyways, moving on.
Next time.
So Nick Saban, one of college football's greats, he ended up winning 7 national championships for Alabama, turned them into a national powerhouse. You know, I mean, dude, he was by far the best coach of his time. Played coach 17 seasons in Tuscaloosa, which is where the University of Alabama is.
Yeah.
And he ended up losing this year to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. And at the end of the year, he was just kind of like, this is the way that college football has evolved, has just gotten to a point where it's too much for me. And then to kind of put the icing on the cake for Alabama fans, like half their players have transferred out.
Because he left?
Because he retired. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So because he's not the coach anymore, all of the players packed up their bags, hit the transfer portal. It was pretty funny. Like half of them went to Florida State. So it's just interesting to see how with the transfer portal, a coach can retire and like all of their players can now just up and leave. But regardless, I do have to say props to Nick Saban because that dude can coach.
Yeah. I'm seeing here, he's 72 years old.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he coached for a very long time. Because it was 17 seasons in Alabama, but he coached, several other stops before that and just coached forever.
Yeah.
And everywhere he went, they would win. And I remember they played Virginia Tech a couple times, and we got our it was not pretty. Virginia Tech did not do very well against Alabama.
If it was 17 years, he probably coached against Vic, didn't he?
Well, not that season.
Okay.
Because we only played them. I don't remember exactly what. I know that we played them in 2013, I believe.
Okay.
In Georgia, at the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. That's the one that I remember. And I'm sure we've played more. And if I did more research,
Right.
But obviously, Joe, we cannot rely on Joe's notes tonight.
Well, no, we can't rely. We're just freewheeling. We're sportsballogists. That's what we do.
But yeah, I mean, he was a really good coach. And as much as I hate Alabama, mainly because they're the thing about Alabama. Let me get on my soapbox for a minute. Okay. So they play the song Dixieland Delight.
Dixieland Delight.
Exactly. For Alabama, when that is a song about Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Tennessee fan.
By this band Alabama.
Yeah, but why are you going to play?
I get that.
It's confusing.
They should have played if you're going to play in Texas. That would have.
It bothers me so much because I'm not even a Tennessee fan. I hate Tennessee. Like I do hate a lot, but like, and for the record, I don't hate Tennessee, but as growing up in a Kentucky household, you don't cheer for Tennessee. That's just not something that you do.
Right.
And so, but yeah, it always has bothered me to my core that they have a song about Tennessee that they play for Alabama, and that's like their song. And I just don't get it. Like,
yeah, because especially like, I don't know how much you know about country music, but I know a lot of Alabama songs. They are massive country band. There's so many other songs to choose from. There's so many other freaking songs to choose from. But yeah, he's still talking about Tennessee night. Yeah, you're totally right.
It's about Tennessee. I've never understood why a song about Tennessee is played for Alabama. It just never made sense to me. I mean, okay, Alabama fans, someone explain to me.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, because I don't understand. Like, someone needs to explain this to me. Anyways, as the Alabama fans are gonna, hopefully flood our comments. We're gonna introduce a new segment up next. It's just a quick little highlight reel, 15-minute highlight reel. The full episode is up on Sportsballogy's YouTube page, so definitely check that out. But it's a new series called BallerCenter, and it is where us here on Sportsballogy are going to essentially play a game of try to get Joey to laugh. And I'm going to do play-by-play over a game. And, Chris and Randy are going to kind of swap in and swap out as my color commentators. And their goal is to try to get me to laugh. And it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be hilarious and painful for me. So check it out. Welcome to BallerCenter. It's going to be a good time. When we come back, we'll actually see some really weird stuff from Randy, I'm sure, because he changed it at the last minute. So now I have no idea what's going on. We'll be right back.
Peace.
I like that.
That's good because I made it.
Hi there, welcome to Levi's Stadium. My name is Joseph Raymond, and here I am with my partner in crime, Patricia Cornwood.
Hi, I'm Patricia Cornwood, and I'm here to Cornwood.
So we've got an incredible matchup today between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. It should be a good one, and I'm really looking forward to a good football game today.
I would agree. There's one really good team on the field and another one that, while they're very mediocre, they do their best, and I love them for just existing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Shout out San Fran, loving them.
Yep.
Loving them a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally not biased in any sort of way.
No bias here on BallerCenter.
Yeah, absolutely not.
BallerCenter.
Baller to the center.
Hey, look, it's Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
I kissed that guy once.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like this getting to the kickoff is probably the longest part of this entire game.
What's a kickoff?
That's a great question, Patricia. Great question. I am not going to answer it. Brock Purdy will hand it off to Christian McCaffrey, who gets absolutely walloped in the backfield, loses 2 yards on the play there.
Well, I've been walloped before.
Yeah, the Packers defense really showed up and showed out on that play.
Never mess with Uncle Stu.
Absolutely not. They absolutely destroyed the offensive line there and made an incredible tackle for a loss there. The 49ers offensive line has to be better there.
I think we're going to start calling that an Uncle Stu defense.
Uncle Stu defense?
That's the one. They're playing the Uncle Stu defense right now.
All right. Well, Brock Purdy will take it and try to hand it off to Christian McCaffrey. And this time it gets a little better as he'll gain a couple yards there and get up to 3rd and 7. Yep. That's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, 2nd and 6, Brock Purdy with Christian McCaffrey in the background. They're going to do another read option. This time he fights for ball. The Packers will pick it up.
Holy bonsai Toledo.
Wow. That was insane. Brock Purdy dropped the football, and I don't even understand why they ran it with him again and only gained 4 yards the first time. And the Packers defense just looks relentless early in this football game.
He fumbled that ball like I fumbled my relationship with my wife.
All right. Jordan Love will get a chance to play. All right, Jordan Love will get a chance again. He's going to...
We do love that.
Put it to Aaron Jones, who is going to get tackled behind the yard to gain, and it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Green Bay Packers.
What is Aaron Jones doing on the field? Now, I remember Adrian Peterson. That guy could run.
Oh,
nothing like this guy, Aaron Jones.
You Vikings fans, man. All right.
Daubs, because I doubts they could win this.
Wow. And that'll make it 4th and 11 for the Green Bay Packers, and likely they are to punt.
Seems Green Bay is doing what they're known for.
Yep. That was a very poor offensive showing, in my opinion. 2 very awful passes, and, a run play that was, a lot to be desired there.
Due to the butterfly effect, I actually blame the Civil War for that going as badly as it did. If the Civil War would have went a different way, Green Bay might have made that pass.
Wow. I don't even know where to take that. Wow. I have no idea what's going on with these quarterbacks in this game, but
it seems they turned the gravity up in the field, making it so that the balls hit down lower than the quarterbacks are used to.
At
least that's my professional analysis.
They could just be using deflated footballs. Tom Brady did that once.
I don't know. Let's call our expert to see what he says about this.
Your mom.
All right. So they handed it off to Christian McCaffrey, and he got tackled behind the line. It'll be 3rd and 11. These offenses have managed to go a whole lot of nowhere.
I've been nowhere before. Courage the Cowardly Dog is from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Him and Muriel and Eustace.
I used to love their show.
They used to. I still love it.
All right.
Almost as much as I hated that pass.
Lord. 2nd and 13 for the 49ers. Brock Purdy will pass it right down the middle to, I believe, Kittle. And they'll gain a couple there. 3rd and 8. I'm not sure if that's the right play call or at least if I would call that play call
Yeah, I agree.
on
As
that.
you mentioned time ticking, and like, death is coming for all of us as time ticks along. So the fact they wasted their time with that play is just really irresponsible of them to use their time.
I would agree.
The defense really was cherishing the moment there comparatively.
Fair enough. Christian McCaffrey goes in motion out to the outside, and they throw, and they have a wide open receiver. My goodness, I can't really see the number there. Good Lord. Deebo Samuel on the
They
play.
decided to go for the piggyback maneuver on the end of that. That was beautiful.
Fair enough, but that was a great pitch and catch from Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel.
I wonder if he hurt his hand on Purdy's metal butt.
Probably not. My assumption would be there's some cushioning there.
No, definitely not. He's a cyborg.
Hey, they could still put
No,
cushion.
why?
Anyways, that'll be the end of the quarter, and we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
I gotta say, based on this game, I think the G being Green Bay stands for gosh, bad.
Could be. Who knows?
Or Goingo Boingo.
I don't even know what that means.
I do.
Fair enough. All right.
And that's all it's got to be.
Jordan Love drops back to pass, and he's going to dump it off to the end zone. And
Pass into the coach again.
good Lord, that was like 10 feet in the air.
Wow, did you see that red jersey?
I did.
Whoever
I did.
dyed that jersey did a very good job.
Yep, absolutely. Wow. All right, Brock Purdy under pressure, and he'll just throw it away. That's a smart move there by Brock Purdy.
I kissed him once.
Yeah, that is, you've said that a couple
I?
times. Yeah. Only a few, though.
I just want people to know it's important to me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Brock Purdy, find us on Twitter and or
We'll go for
Instagram, or we're he'll hand it off to Christian McCaffrey again, but the good Lord, the Green Bay Packers defense is there yet again to drop him for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Christian McCaffrey must have just become a Christian after a hit like that, because he just saw some Jesus in that one.
Fair enough. Clearly, I need some caffeine, though, because I am like jumbling all over my words. So Brock Purdy will have to respond to that on 3rd and 7. I would assume it's a pass. That is exactly what it is. And okay, I don't know what happened there. Ran into his own player and kind of got stuck. It'll be 4th and 1 as Deebo Samuel gains a decent amount of yardage, but I don't really know what happened there. The Packers could have intercepted that and then just didn't.
Did you see 59 get shoved off right there? It's almost like most teams shoving the Packers off most of the season this year.
Well, I mean, honestly, it just didn't look like he was paying attention. Like, it looked like he was lost in outer space there.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers can do perks on the field, why can't he?
The 49ers are going to go for it here on the 38-yard line. They're going to hand it off, and they're going to get it. Look at that. Deebo Samuel fights forward and gets the first down. So the 49ers are going to keep their drive alive here.
Deebo!
Right. No bias whatsoever.
Nope.
Yep, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Everyone who has been supporting me all these years in my football watching abilities.
They're going to hand it to Christian McCaffrey, and he's got a lot of green field. He's going into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
Tickling toenail Teletubbies. That was crazy.
Christian McCaffrey into the end zone, found a lot of open space. The Green Bay Packers defense just kind of fell apart there. And the 49ers have a 2-touchdown lead here against the Packers.
Some would say that they melted like butter, kind of like Steve Lacy's voice.
The Packers are going to have to do something on this drive if they want to have any sort of chance in this game, I would assume. That goes right out the back of the end zone, though. What a great kick.
I mean, just like I got football powers from kissing Brock Purdy, maybe they should all go kiss Brock Purdy and get the football powers.
Is that how that works?
Yep.
All right. Well, clearly all of us need to go make out with Brock Purdy then.
I played for the Chargers for 17 years.
All right. I don't know how accurate that is. Somebody Google it and at me on Twitter.
Patricia Cornwood, quarterback of the Chargers.
All right, Jordan Love will drop back to pass, and the 49ers defense oh, what a catch! Oh, my goodness, and he might take it all the way! Touchdown, Packers!
You did just tell them to do
Christian
something.
Watson! What a play! Good Lord!
Do you think Christian Watson saw Christian McCaffrey see Jesus when he got tackled, and it inspired him enough as a Christian to get that type of touchdown?
It's very possible. My goodness, what a play. The 49ers defense just decided not to tackle him.
You know, that's what happens when you're a Christian. You don't get tackled.
Oh, really?
Yep, that's
Wow.
what the Bible says.
If that's all I knew, if I knew that that's all it took, goodness. That was a quick drive there.
I don't know who the Packers kicker is, but he has the worst butt in the NFL.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that we were looking for that, but
When I played for the Chargers, I had the nicest butt in the NFL.
I'm sure.
He was voted by Time Magazine.
They vote on that?
Yep.
Interesting.
Why is the grass so yellow right there?
They probably painted it yellow.
I complimented the mower earlier, but if he's going to leave that much dead grass, he's dead to me.
I don't think it's dead grass. I think it's painted grass.
Well, he's still dead to me.
Fair enough.
I just saw the
That would be pretty
offensive
cool.
linemen. They're very large, and I'm wondering, like, would I die in one or two punches, do you think?
I don't know about you, but I would probably die in one.
It'd be like one punch
Yeah,
about.
those guys are huge. So Brock Purdy drops back to pass. He's going to dump it off to Christian McCaffrey, who's going to fight
Ooh,
and
sneaky play.
and get to, get 8 yards, get to the 46-yard line. There's about a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. The 49ers need to kind of, speed it up a little bit here if they plan on trying to score before halftime.
That play was sneaky like a snake.
Like a snake.
Like a snake.
All right, Brock Purdy will throw again.
Wow, much less sneaky.
Oh, goodness gracious. First down, and looks like we got a timeout here called by the 49ers.
Imagine if you could actually just like throw time out of your own life.
Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can.
It always feels like I kind of do whenever I do these sports broadcasts.
What? Just take a timeout?
More or less. More like my brain goes into like blank mode and I just kind of black out until I don't,
Fair enough. I kind of relate.
Do you think that he would be faster if he was called Christian McCaffrey?
Maybe, but I don't know if your name has anything to do with your speed.
I don't know. I'm named Patricia, and I'm not very fast at all.
I don't know. We'll have to ask our expert on that.
The name to speed ratio expert that we have in our back pocket right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely give him a call real quick. What do you have to say, name expert?
Well, I think the name, based on the size of the name, really...
All right, back to the game.
All right.
Once they kick this, they'll have kicked it.
That is true, and it'll more than likely be halftime. What a great kick. Absolutely nailed it.
And unfortunately, not halftime yet.
That's true. But they'll kick it off and take us to the half here shortly. But that was a much better kick than when Green Bay tried to kick a field goal.
Earlier you were like bragging way too much in the bathroom, saying you were like some type of god or the oracle of football because you could predict everything that was going to happen. And now I'm kind of questioning your abilities because we didn't go into halftime, but instead of 7 seconds left.
Yeah, see, I don't remember saying that, but if I did...
No, you definitely did. You did it while you were slapping that child around. It was really crazy.
Oh, well, see, I definitely did that part, but I don't remember calling myself a god.
Okay, maybe it wasn't God. It was more like God-like.
All right, so they're going
to
kick that, and we're going to get ourselves a return here, and the Packers will have 3 seconds left to either take a knee or chuck it, Hail Mary, and see what happens.
He just got shoved down like the skinny kid at the schoolyard.
That was me growing up. I got bullied a lot.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like it was in the past. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I get bullied now, too.
No, you don't.
It's fine.
You just get harassed.
Well, Jordan Love takes a knee, and we will see you guys back after the half.
If there is more that you want to see, go check it out on Sportsballogy. Great googly moogly, what's going on?
What up, Randy?
Great
Hey, what's
verbal
going on,
gurgle.
everybody?
Yeah.
So, I went on a weird journey
That was
this
good.
week.
Yeah, it was. That was impressive.
I've been saving that one in the barrel just for the podcast and ASMR for everyone at home. Nah, so I went on a weird journey this week. You know, I was going down the wonderful, wonderful rabbit hole of puzzle solving, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of puzzle solving contests all throughout the world, and we'll probably get to them at some point. But somebody brought something that kind of blew it out of the water for me this week. And so I'm going to do my weird sports segment today on giant pumpkin kayaking.
Okay.
So, okay, hold on. Before we get into this, I want to take just a guess, a shot in the dark as to what this is.
I guarantee it has it right in the name, Joe. You got this.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It seems like it's low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging
Literally.
pumpkin fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my assumption would be
Pumpkin
they
is a fruit.
empty out a giant pumpkin and then they try to go as far as they can in like a lake or something.
Close, but no cigar.
Interesting.
That's totally what I was like.
Yeah, because I thought they would
Okay.
hollow out the pumpkin and then use the pumpkin as a canoe.
Nailed that. You got that part.
Okay.
So the objective is participants start by sitting inside of a giant pumpkin that was either offered by some giant plant growing farm group or grown themselves.
I was hoping you were going to say farmer, so I could say some giant farmer.
It's just Ted, the 12-foot farmer. You know, he lives somewhere in Maine. No, but you know, you can bring your own pumpkin, or you can grow or go to a place. The one I have on here is Pacific Giant Vegetable Farm,
Okay.
and they provide all of these pumpkins for everybody. And from there, it's a start to end race. So you're actually like racing other people who are also in pumpkins all at the same time with you.
Hold on. Do you make the kayak during the race?
Yes. Kind of.
Okay,
Well,
well, yeah.
no. So not in the sense of the pumpkin is completed by the time it's in the water. So you just start the race in the pumpkin. But that
Okay,
being said,
okay.
you do build your pumpkin before you put it in the water to race.
Okay, I see. Got it.
Okay, so that's actually pretty cool. So you do some
hydro engineering.
Cinderella type
pumpkin
pumpkin
yeah.
engineering, and then you have to take the pumpkin into the water and then race. I vote that we three do this because this sounds
It's a lot
awesome.
harder to access than you think.
You know, I'm gonna put my money on the team that wears Uggs.
Uggs.
Yeah, the
Well-
whole basic white girl pumpkin. Going on
She's
here.
got the pumpkin spice. She's just
I'm not
rocking.
hating I'm not hating on the girls that like Uggs. Like I always did. I didn't care. It was whatever. But
Hey, I've
here's
never been a huge fan of pumpkin spice, but I'll tell you what, Starbucks came out with a drink
Hold up.
about the same time that was the apple cinnamon spice thing. Bro, that thing tasted like an apple pie. I was so in.
I was gonna get on Joe real quick and not move the podcast on until we discuss his pumpkin spice hate, but he redeemed himself at the end of that story, and I can't drink apples, so you know, that was kind of a slap right back in the face before I even said anything. So I'm just gonna continue on. No, so one thing that is kind of funny is when you build your pumpkin before the race, you can add anything to it. You can't add a motor, but you can add decorations. You can add like side fins. Whatever you got can technically go on this pumpkin.
a cannon. Like, can I?
Boom!
You know, I was actually about to ask what you would attach to your pumpkin. That was the next
If it's
question.
not in the rules, I'm taking them out.
That's a good I,
I can just imagine Chris with like a hat with a Jolly Roger on it, and they just like, up the side.
With midnight. Don't.
He's just got a M50, just taking the whole crowd out.
Plot twist, it's like launching like a potato launcher or something that you're just like firing at other people.
Yeah,
That's funny.
You're downhill with a cigar. Hey,
That's some like Plants vs Zombies thinking right there. I love that. No, mine that I was thinking, you know, movies like Death Race or you know, there's some sort of race and everyone is trying to kill each other, so their vehicles are weaponized. I would get 2 of those like side wheels on the side of my pumpkin with the spikes on it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they buzz out, and it's like, ha ha ha, you're next to me. You know,
Oh, what was that show, that cartoon back in the day? Wacky Races.
Wacky Races,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Wacky
yeah.
Races.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best shows
I always remember
growing
the
up.
dog.
Yeah,
I can't do that
Muttley.
laugh.
Yeah,
Muttley.
Yeah.
Wacky Races. Well, so one thing that I want to point out when it comes to pumpkin buoyancy versus kayaks, right? Pumpkin buoyancy, one thing that they actually take into account and you hear in multiple interviews is that they're so much less stable. So, you know, in a kayak, you kind of have that nice leniency, but you have to balance and paddle because you have a paddle as well. And you paddle down this river and you have to stay balanced for a pretty long stretch. It's usually about looks like a half mile, third of a mile, somewhere
So
in
how
there.
many people do they get in these pumpkins?
The record from what I was reading, I couldn't find a bigger one, was 60.
In one pumpkin?
Oh, no.
No.
No. Okay, no. I thought you meant how many people participate in the race.
No.
I thought you meant how. No, it's one person a pumpkin.
Okay.
It's just a big pumpkin cruiser. You don't understand. It has like functioning pumpkin rotors and everything. No engine though, because you can't attach an engine.
It's a pumpkin cruise ship.
I wonder if they've ever tried attaching other pumpkins to each other and done like a group of 3. You know?
Yeah.
Hey,
There
you
you
know?
go. There you
Because
go.
like technically that's not an engine. Like
Yeah. I just do a cross of 4. That way they all and with the one in the middle that you're in.
you'd have a better buoyancy as well.
Yeah, I wonder if you could like maybe attach some like pool noodle engineering at the
Get on a
bottom of it
pumpkin
to help you like
racers.
keep afloat.
Yeah. This can't get over 60 people in a pumpkin. Like, you have no idea what happened in my mind in that split second. Like, that pumpkin was like, okay, it's this way. I go, what?
Whoa now.
So one thing that's funny, the first race was pretty recent. It was in Nova Scotia, and it was in 1999, right? And it was started by a guy named Danny Dill, which is really funny because I know a guy, like a personal friend named Dan Dill. So I when I read that, I couldn't believe it. You know, it was like, oh my gosh. So I sent him a text right away. I said, you invented pumpkin racing? Wikipedia said so. It says right
He
here.
said it's gotta be true.
If Wikipedia said it, then obviously it's true.
He was like, I don't know, man. I just work here.
Dave's not here, man.
So after 1999, things did start kind of ramping up. There were 10. The biggest one was that 60 entry race in 2008, and there were 10,000 spectators. Like this was like a big race. Like a bunch of people pulled up.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
For the first,
that's extreme ironing numbers, man.
I know. No, that's not even close.
Where's that wife
You
carrying?
have to climb them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
wife
not-
carrying is where it's at.
Okay.
Heck, that actually might even be like a lower sumo
Yeah.
level.
Well, let me put it this way. So at the women's basketball game today, there was 6,400 some. So
They're at 1%.
Yeah.
like that's what I mean.
They're all just under 1% of.
Yeah, like 10,000 spectators is a lot.
Yeah,
like
that's
that's
a
a
lot of people.
lot. Like
Oh, I'm thinking of the entrance. Sorry.
We're going to Nova Scotia, boys.
let's do it.
So the first 10 races, this one guy named Leo Swimmer, Leo Swimmer, he's kind of the Michael Jordan of pumpkin racing. He won 6 out of the first 10. So like
Whoa.
within that 10-year gap, he won 6 of them, which is just kind of nutty. Like
So he's a Michael Jordan, but we've already established that Michael Jordan.
well, that's a food eating is Joey Chestnut.
Joey
Yeah,
Chestnut,
yeah. Joey Chestnut is
So
the Michael
he's-
Jordan of.
No, Michael
Or
Jordan.
Michael
is Joey
Jordan is-
Chestnut
yeah.
of the NBA.
That's
Well,
right.
no,
That's
that's
right.
fine. But Leo Swimmer's kind of under both of them. You know what I mean? He's the Michael Jordan of
Not
this.
Jordan Swimmer, got it.
He's not, yeah. he's not quite a Joey Chestnut, you know, like that dude's insane. Like, but he's close. He's close. I also left a side note because while I was researching this, there was this guy in Missouri who was really inspired by all of these pumpkin races, but there's not any pumpkin races there. So he was determined to just grow himself a pumpkin, and he did, and he set the record by going 2 miles down a river in the Ozarks in it.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it was 846 pounds, which it
Whoa.
looked kind of
Wow.
like one of the medium ones compared to the races. So the races ones must be 1,000 pounds, maybe like
Yeah, I was just about to
Like-
ask what those were.
1,200.
Wow.
Like
That's
I'd
I wonder
say
how
the
fucking they
smallest.
get by the end of it, you know, if they've got that rind, if it really is waterproof or whatnot.
Well, and then
It
you also
seems to
got to
be.
think about like the pumpkin itself has got to be like kind of squishy already
Yeah.
from like. So like
Uh,
yeah.
It's gonna be a weird texture.
Oh god, I'm such a texture person. I don't know that I could like.
Throw Joey in it barefoot.
Oh my god, no!
Okay, so I'm imagining you keep the lid.
That's like a horrifying thought. Oh
It's
my
like you've been walking on
god.
hard pudding almost.
Ew.
So this has nothing to do with a race, but imagine like a Trojan horse, but it's like a giant pumpkin. Because you just like, you know, they just already got the guts scooped out. It's like, hey, we brought this giant pumpkin for you, but it's like 1,000 pounds. So, you know, like you're going to have to put it somewhere safe in this building. That would be the ultimate heist. You could pull it off so easy. These pumpkin people don't know what they're doing.
Well,
Right?
no, the trick would be to grow the pumpkin with the people already inside.
True.
That
Oh,
way-
yeah,
the
that
line
would
where
be
you
game
pull it off,
over.
right? You have these pumpkin pod people, right? This is
You
a
ever
sports
seen-
show, isn't
What
it?
rabbit hole are we down right now?
You ever seen I think it's in Japan where they grow like melons, like pumpkins and watermelons in square boxes and they come out and they're like square? That's also super cool. Just a
I
weird
have-
side thing.
Yeah.
So Martha
$9 for
Stewart,
watermelon, though.
yeah, right. Yeah, I want a square watermelon.
That's funny.
I like my watermelon with corners.
If there's no corners, I'm not taking this. No, so Martha Stewart tried to erase one at one point, right?
Oh wow, okay.
And
Whoa.
took all of this time to grow a pumpkin. This was in like 2005. So if you know anything about Martha Stewart, by the time her pumpkin grew, she was incarcerated before she could race.
You know what? I'm gonna stop right here. Martha Stewart, out of all the celebrities, is a freaking
Super,
G in my eyes.
Dude.
super dope.
Yeah, all
Yes.
the other celebrities go to jail and I can't do it. I need out in like a week. Dude, Martha Stewart.
She
did
owned it.
She took it.
Owned
Yeah.
it.
I will.
Uh,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
I put her on like Dolly
Stewart,
Parton
we love
level.
you.
Like honestly,
Better
like,
training. Screw you for doing all that, but respect.
I mean, you got the respect of Snoop. You know, like that's,
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Like,
like-
the most unlikely friendship that just everybody loves, man. Like it's so perfect.
gotta respect game. You know.
Yeah, right?
No, I have the last note here. Oh, okay. No, first off, her pumpkin was used in the race.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And she got full video footage in prison of it. Apparently, never got to really speak about it or anything, but it's just something that was provided to her while she was there.
Yeah.
Which
You
I
know
think
what?
is really
If that's considered
sweet.
your celebrity privilege, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, right? Right?
Imagine she's in jail, you know, surrounded by whoever. She's got her mates, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's here! What's here? The pumpkin video. They're all running it. There's just all these inmates surrounding the one TV they have in this rec room or whatever.
That's how we smuggled it in.
Yeah,
And
right.
they're all watching the pumpkin video. It's just such a
Criminals.
funny
Yeah,
video.
hard
Like,
criminals like
Acting like-
betting like cigarettes on who's gonna win the race.
Acted like we're gonna do with the Marvel Olympics.
actually, I was gonna do a piece on the Marble Olympics coming up, so
Okay,
cough,
yeah,
cough,
we
nudge,
still
nudge.
we still need to do our game.
Yeah,
Oh, of course we
absolutely.
do.
Yeah, we kinda,
Actually,
There's a
the
lot of
Summer
stuff in that
Olympics
winter
just
one.
dropped for that.
yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned. It's gonna be good.
So, last note I have here. The fastest time recorded is held by, this is his real name, Frank Maurice Becker Mueller Jr.
Love it.
Bueller.
I will say it again just because it rolls off the tongue really well.
Hold on. Frank Maurice Becker Mueller Jr.
That's the
I
one.
cannot believe I actually remember that.
That
name.
was impressive. I gotta, that was
Frank Maurice
high
Becker
five on
Mueller
that.
Jr.
That was cool.
Well, it's not the worst name in the world either. Like,
One and done. One and done.
mm-hmm. Excuse me, I need that water. That was such a loud chug.
Like, dude, like we've got water too, man.
The
One of them days.
So he did it in 5 minutes and 53 seconds, right?
So,
Which
I thought it was that they go as far as they can. Like, so,
no, it's just it's like a race between 2 points.
Okay.
In the
One guy who wanted to race but couldn't tried to
yeah,
go as far as he
that
could.
was a separate thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. How long is the race then?
Usually about 30 minutes.
Well, how distance wise?
Like I said, it looks like I don't think they have a properly measured distance, but it looks somewhere between about a third of a mile and a half mile.
Okay, I got you.
Kind of in that range, because they're kind of slowly floating down this river,
Yeah.
so it can't be too far. But oh, geez, that was a weird burp. But yeah, so the average time is like 30 minutes. So the fact this guy just knocked this out in 5 minutes and 50 seconds is crazy.
I can't get the idea of battle pumpkins out of my head. Man.
Battle pumpkins.
What is that?
You
get, like, shredded. It's like the new battle
I would
bots,
love-
but good.
New chariot races.
Right.
I think we're both kind of underthinking this. We got to figure out how to pad the inside like one of those Zorb balls and just fit people in and roll them down a hill. Ski jump. If your pumpkin smashes, you lose.
Someone is bound to get hurt. I don't know that I'm mad at it. Like,
Right?
That would be fun.
I cannot iterate enough how much this is a funny thing to watch. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. This is not an undercovered sport. Like lots of news segments. You can get interviews. plenty of pumpkin races to go around. Very entertaining little rabbit hole. I was really having a lot of fun with it when my friend suggested it. Don't get me wrong, watching someone make a puzzle in like 30 minutes is crazy, but there's just something different about 30 people floating down a river in these giant pumpkins.
One giant pumpkin.
Hey.
In it's James and the Giant Pumpkin.
That one went straight to DVD.
Straight to DVD. Oh yeah, you don't even the pumpkin rotted halfway through. It was a
Kids
nightmare.
even know what DVDs are today.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we had to rewind.
I had the soundtrack on 8-track.
Yeah. There was no rewind on 8-track.
man.
You're rewinding fast forward. You're just going around the block again listening to it.
I spin it on 45s on my cassettes.
All right. Well, that was extremely fun. We have, supposedly, I've only heard bits and pieces of what's about to happen next. But when we come back, we have an epic rant planned for you, which you can tell Chris is already.
I've been giving up for like last minute. If you watch the camera, you can see.
He's feeling it, Mr. Krabs. So
I'm genuinely kind of wanting to stay in this one.
do it. I'm so in. All right, when we come back, we're gonna have. I'm gonna call it Chris's soapbox.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Hi guys, it's Chris, Joey, and Randy with Sportsballogy. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, I have money and nothing to throw it at? How about, I'm really tired of owning 15 yachts? Well, how about you put that money to good use and sponsor your own sportsbologist today? For only insert amount here, you can help protect our sportsbologists from becoming even more ignorant about what goes on in the world of sports. From basketball, baseball, football, or any balls for that matter, you can make a difference today. Take it away, Chris.
Thanks, Joey. Sports blindness is a serious affliction, but for the same cost as just input number cups of coffee, you can sponsor Sportsballogists today. We'll send you a brochure with their birthday and other fun facts while you watch them learn and grow. Look at this puppy. Look at this little kitty. Won't you sponsor a Sportsballogist today?
Cool. I figured that would be a bit more appropriate.
All right, well, we are back here at Sportsballogy. People, the longtime fans of our show, will know that I don't really follow sports that closely. But I think it's kind of funny that the one sport that I do kind of follow closely is the one that you don't.
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of because I really do like MMA, mixed martial arts. It's very ADD friendly. 5 minutes of people beating the crap out of each other and then commercials. Love it. But I grew up watching that. Like, I remember going to Blockbuster and renting the VHS tapes because they didn't air it on TV. Like, it was just that first fight with Hoist Gracie and whatnot. John McCain and all them after that were like, oh, it's human cockfighting, trying to get it.
Did you just say John McCain?
Yeah, John McCain. Dude, this
happened?
went to the Senate, like all that. Yeah, they were trying to get it banned. And Dana White, to his credit, was extremely instrumental in making MMA as big and popular and bringing it to what it is now. And I think in his case, it's one of those cases of like you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the bad guy, because he has become the worst thing to happen to MMA. It's oh my god. Okay, so
Let her rip, Queen.
Chris Rage Cam, activate.
Yeah, right. The day when it started, he made it a point. All right, we're not going to be like the WWE. We're not going to have these crazy intros. There's not going to be any showboating. We're not going to have all of these like these trash talking interviews, stuff like that. But over time, he realized that's kind of what was bringing in the pay-per-view sales, right? So then you start getting things like Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar being allowed to come into the UFC, he fought, I think it was like 1 or 2 times, and then immediately got a title shot. No, okay, that right there is an example of what's called Dana White privilege, right? Dana, I'm not the one that coined that, but it is so perfect.
I don't know.
You can call it DWP.
Whoever coined it, I'm in. I love it. I love it.
It was one of the fighters that I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about bad notes. I didn't get that guy's name down, but basically, if you have Dana White privilege, nobody can touch you, right? The problem here is that UFC is the promotion, but they also control the rankings, right? So they can rank whatever fighter they want to rank them and then do whatever they want to do with the promotions, right? So I'm getting lost in my thing here.
I feel that.
Like, basically, you can tell that it's like Dana White wanted to become, after a while, the celebrity started going to his head. Like, he starts riding around in videos with Conor McGregor. Conor comes in, has a couple of fights. Granted, he did win the title. I'm not going to take that win away from McGregor. And he was, he was the champion. He did hold the belt in 2 different weight classes. But if you look at his fights that he took, he was put up against markedly easier opponents than others that came in. There are some that they'll go 8-10 win streaks. But since they don't trash talk their opponents, they don't bring in the views, they don't get the title shots, right? Demetrius Johnson, one of the all-time, if not the best fighter, like in my eyes, the best pound-for-pound fighter of all time. He has the most title defenses. He had 12 straight title defenses. That is insane.
Jeez, really?
No, yeah, dude.
Oh my god!
A lot.
But nobody ever talks about it, right? That was going on the same time that McGregor was, but because McGregor is trash talking and getting the views, he's the one that Dana White is like, yeah, we're putting him up front and center. We're gonna so when you look at the posters, McGregor is huge, right? And,
yeah, I mean, 12 in a row though; those are Joey Chestnut numbers,
right? Yeah. Johnson is a Joey Chestnut. Can't think of anything more different than MMA and competitive eating, though.
Literally. I mean, no, that's what they do after those fights. I mean, they go and kind of competitive eat themselves into a corner for a second.
More like a coma. Anyways.
But yeah, like so on the posters, Conor McGregor is like huge, but Mistival is like super tiny. But Mistival was on a much better win record at that point. Things like that. And basically Dana controls the fights. He'll say you're fighting this person, right? And I keep bringing up Conor McGregor because it's such a great. He's such a great example of exactly what I'm talking about, right? So
He is the punching bag.
McGregor held the title, and he just kept declining fights for I think it was almost or right over 2 years. Just didn't fight. It just wouldn't fight. And Dana was like basically like begging him to fight. Hey, come defend the title. And at some point they're like, we have to have a title fight. So they had 2 other fighters fight for the interim belt. Basically, they vacated it from McGregor, but they waited until the morning of that fight to vacate it, right? But then you have instances where other fighters, if they turn down a fight, if Dana doesn't like them, he will go to these press conferences and bash the crap out of them. Like,
Wow.
Demetrius Johnson, for example, he was asked flat out, is Demetrius Johnson the best? And he said, the press and whatnot will tell you that Demetrius Johnson is the best, but I don't think he is. I think Conor McGregor is pound for pound the best fighter there is. And I don't know, man. Anybody that's followed UFC, because I kind of stopped because of all this craziness when they brought Brock Lesnar on. I don't even know if you saw that, but when Brock Lesnar won that, I think it was UFC 200. He said, "I'm going to go home and drink a Coors Light because Bud Light won't pay me enough, and then I'm going to get on top of my wife or whatever the case is." Like in the middle of the ring right immediately after the fight, and Dana White has allowed the UFC to just get turned into a circus, right? And I'm not going to say like I'm going to like a purist or whatnot, but I would rather know that the fighters that I'm watching are legit the best, the ones that put in that work, that got those 8 and plus 10 win streaks. Give them a shot. I don't think that the champion should be allowed to turn down title shots, at least not from the top 3.
Yeah.
Or unless there's some sort of specific emergency.
Yeah. Yeah. There was another instance with Demetrius Johnson. He was supposed to fight against TJ Dillashaw, and there was concerns that TJ wouldn't be able to cut down to the weight. So Mighty Mouse, and there's TJ and DJ, so I'm going to refer to as Mighty Mouse. So Mighty Mouse said, well, if that's the case, I want my pay, and if he can't make his weight, I want his pay too. Kind of his incentive. And Dana White, ooh, you don't tell Dana White what you want if you're not on if you're one of the cursed, not the privileged few. And dude, he went off, right? And so Mighty Mouse ended up losing a controversial fight, shipped off to F1C immediately. Another thing, all right, so Conor McGregor very, very famously had that fight with Mayweather, right?
Right.
Okay. He is the only one that's ever been allowed to do that. Anybody else that has a UFC contract you're not even allowed to talk about going to boxing, or else you're going to get trashed. And Dana White is like, no, but McGregor can do it. Rousey is another example. Ronda Rousey was, like, oh my God, there was one video I was watching her. She's punching like, she throws this boxing punch. It's like her hand is almost inverted. It looks so weird. And he's like, oh yeah, she's a great world-class boxer. And like, dude, she got beat by Holmes.
She's had some tough fights.
Not that these fighters aren't good and they don't deserve to be in the UFC, but it's just an example of how unfair and how just like Vince McMahon, Dana White has become.
Yeah.
Now it's all about the pay-per-view. It's not about the sport. Like, Now you have your intros and all that craziness going on.
Yeah. And they're all held in Las Vegas anymore.
Yeah. Well, they've got some of the more relaxed fight rules, which is one of the reasons.
Right.
Yeah. John Jones. I think John Jones should have all of his wins forfeited because he has tested positive multiple times for performance-enhancing drugs.
That's fair.
That's another thing that Lesnar got to do. I forgot about that. Lesnar got a pass for steroids for that fight.
That's crazy.
Was it for a medical reason?
No. No, it was because he wanted Brock Lesnar for the pay-per-view.
Oh.
And he was like, there was something about like they're only allowed to test within like 4 months, not 6 months, or something like that. I can't remember the exact details, but they ended up not testing them. John Jones has failed a couple of times, and Dana White will forever say that John Jones's only loss was because illegal 12-6 elbows to his opponent on the ground, and that he should have been disqualified. I think he should be disqualified for all of his fights. He avoids the testers. Like, he hid under a ring to avoid the drug testers because the rule is if they can't find you within those 30 days, you're left test.
Wow.
So
That's so funny.
They went to his gym on the last day and he hit on the ring thinking they'd just go away and like, all right, we'll wait.
That's so funny. Genuinely.
So funny.
He took to toddler tactics.
Yeah, so
He said, "Don't have to do chores if mommy and daddy don't find me."
Right.
That's what, okay. So I absolutely agree with that. If you do performance enhancing drugs, you shouldn't anything that you've gotten at that point has been for cheating.
Yes, it's suspect.
Wait, Joe the baseball fan doesn't like performance enhancing drugs? That's crazy.
Who would have guessed? No, I've never been a huge fan of it. Although I will say, when it comes to baseball, I do think that they should kind of like carve out a section of the Hall of Fame,
Like for Pete Roses and whatnot.
yeah, for like the steroid era. Like, you don't necessarily have to induct those individuals into the Hall of Fame, but like that era, everyone was doing steroids, so you should at least acknowledge the fact that A, everyone was doing steroids, and B, the fact of like they put up some crazy numbers while doing it. But yeah.
I think you're thinking too small, Joe. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Separate league. All you do is you have your league for normal people who like are actually just playing the sport, but then you get the roid league. It's like the penalty league, and like those people, I know we'll talk UFC. Like we're talking like a punch like actually through a person's face, but were there drugs involved? Yes, it's the steroid league. Not only that, but if you have a dude who's good enough in the regular league, right? And he's just kicking butt and he goes to the steroid league and gets the belt, that guy is the ultimate fighter. There's no question.
It's called WWE.
Yeah, that's called the WWE. That's a good point.
No, but I mean, I know it's a bit of a rant, and that like I know it's scatterbrained, but I don't know, man. It feels like almost like Dana White's just taking a sport that could be great and trashing it. I don't know how much you know about pride fighting. Pride fighting was even bigger than UFC. When Chuck Liddell was there, their top fighter beat Chuck Liddell.
Oh dang!
Yeah, dude, Pride was huge. But they got shut down.
I remember
because they were associated with the Yakuza.
Yep.
And UFC is doing a lot of the same stuff as far as like showmanship and whatnot. I can't say like the shady stuff in the background. I can only assume, and I will accuse.
Allegedly.
I will
allegedly. We're back to Connor Stallions and Michigan. Right. Allegedly. Right. I mean, yeah. No, continue.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, man. It's like Dana loves that. Like when Connor flew across the world and threw that chair at Khabib's tour bus. I don't know if you ever heard that. Like he literally got on a jet and flew across the world and like started some crap after this dude's fight.
Yeah.
And Dana loved it.
Yeah.
Dana loved it. If that had been anybody else, they would have been out of the UFC, or like they like to do, they'll indefinitely extend their contracts and just not let them fight. That way, the prime of their life, they're just wasting away as a punishment. Like UFC contracts they are really broken. They're probably some of the worst in the entire sports industry.
I believe that because
I don't know, man. Soccer's still a thing.
Well, soccer at least has like ways out. Like with UFC, like if you have a UFC contract, you're not allowed to fight for anybody else.
Yeah.
And so at least with soccer, like it like there's certain rules that are applied there that like allow certain players to play. And so like, but yeah, with UFC, like
they don't have to fight you. They don't have to let you fight, which means they don't pay you because they're not UFC employees. They're independent contractors. So
yeah,
but you're not allowed to fight for anybody else. So they just don't schedule you to fight, so you don't make any money, and you can't go anywhere else under penalty of this contract, that they could just keep extending.
Yep.
And it's how Dana controls these fighters. And I think it needs to change. I think Dana White needs to go. Like, that's just how it is. Dana, I will fight you in this. I will fight you for this in the octagon. I'm not kidding. I will fight you over this.
I would love to see that. I'll pay the pay-per-view price for that.
The Sportsballogy crossover.
Up and coming sportsbologist.
We got another Logan Paul on our hand. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, except I'm not going to scam you on crypto.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. All right.
All right, now that I'm off my soapbox and I've calmed down a bit, I guess.
All right. Yeah. Well, why don't we? So we always finish the show on some level of a game, and this one we're trying something new. So I asked Randy, the Photoshop master, to find some jerseys throughout whatever sport that he wanted, and we have to try to guess what sports team this jersey belongs to, without any logos or anything else.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to teamwork this together. Let's see what we can make happen.
I will say this first one, I think Joe knows. I just have a sneaking suspicion.
Okay. All right. Bet. Let's see what we got. I do actually know this one. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know this one.
So
I'll let you know what league this one's in.
Off my thing. What am I doing? I'm guessing. What
So
team that belongs
we
to?
got to guess what team this belongs to. Now,
This is
I
a
actually,
multiple choice.
so I actually do
No,
know what this belongs to. So I will.
No. The Philadelphia Circles.
I can make up some multiple choice right on the spot.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to do multiple choice, Randy, we can help. Chris out. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I know. I'm like 80% sure that I know who this belongs to.
I thought the game was I'm going to try to be picking up which jersey is not real.
No. Oh, that'd be really fun. But
Better. Maybe next time. We adapt on this show, man.
so I will say all of these are like popular teams. This is I'm not, you know what I mean? Like the Milwaukee Bucks or the Seattle Mariners or the Minnesota Vikings.
Rail yard dogs.
Yeah. None of these are going to be like obscure.
Rail yard dogs. We love the rail yard dogs.
I apologize.
Absolutely.
I've been in for instance the Express, but I haven't kept up. I apologize. I actually used to have a pup from the Roanoke Rebels, which was the hockey team before Express.
Right. Okay, so let me put it this way. Let me give you some hints. The team, if I remember correctly, if I'm right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, but they often wear cheese on their heads.
Really? I would assume that they would have some
right?
sort of green. So I'm going to say the Packers.
That's the one on that one. Nailed that.
Hey!
This is specifically, I think it was I should have written all my answers down.
It's
I only have the teams.
Packer jerseys.
I believe it's from the 70s. It was just this vintage jersey they tried for a little bit and it didn't stick, so they went back to the green.
Yeah, okay. So the original Packers, they were called the Acme Packers, and they were named after a packaging company.
Yeah.
And that's how they got the name the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they deliver rockets and bombs and stuff to Coyotes.
Yes.
Yep.
They absolutely do that. But yeah, so their original jerseys from, way back in the day, they looked like that.
Gotcha.
And they, I believe they wore yellow pants, but Packer fans, please correct me. And so, yeah, that was their jersey. And so
similar pant colors to the blue and yellow. They're actually not a bad looking jersey. They're kind of like retro chic,
Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of like it, but yeah.
This next one is my favorite of the group. This is a really solid jersey.
Oh Lord, I actually don't know this one.
I will give you the league for this one. This is an NBA jersey.
It based on the colors. I'm gonna say that
Chicago Bulls.
Oh, okay.
That's a good guess. That's a solid guess.
I would say this looks like one of their like weird city jerseys. I'm gonna say the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, that's a good guess too. No, you both missed it on this one. You want one more guess?
Give me a hint.
The Utah Jazz?
Shit. No, it's not the Utah Jazz. I'll give Chris a hint though.
your
Eating peppers and walking into the sun.
The Phoenix Suns? No?
Nope.
Okay, I'm getting. There was an episode of The Simpsons where he did that.
Oh, that's not my hint at all with that, but no.
Yeah, I have no idea. Who
The
does this
Simpsons
jersey
have done
belong?
everything, though, you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that.
Yeah,
Eating
no.
peppers.
It's like it's.
This is the Miami Heat.
Oh, good
okay.
lord!
Dude,
Dude.
I even almost said the Magic. Like I would have been close.
Yeah, right? Oh,
Not only is it the
dude.
Miami Heat, that should be.
Oh,
Oh,
I
actually,
like
no,
that
that's the Williams jersey. They have a Shaquille O'Neal version, but I couldn't find one that wasn't like, or that was like the right type of image, and I'm kind of mad. But this was one of the teammates named Williams. This is 83 specifically for like one game, and I wish they would bring it back because it looks super cool.
I don't know. I don't like it. I'm
I'm
gonna just
not a
be
big fan of
honest.
it,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's really.
It-
When
Let me
was this
find-
jersey
I
enacted?
think it's the number. I think it's the number placement and font.
Let me
that
show
they're
you
not
the
working
actual
with me.
one, because I photoshopped that so that you wouldn't have a logo.
That might be it too. That's missing something.
Yeah,
So one moment, everybody who is watching the video.
yeah.
For everyone else, you suck.
And
No,
if you
I'm
made it
just
this far,
kidding.
please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, woo! Hit that subscribe button.
Okay.
So here it is with the. Oh, okay. This is the same photo. Screen share. Wow, this is so cool. I love this. There we go. So that's the with the name on
Yeah,
it. And
that
I think
okay.
it's
The
balanced so
pink-
much better.
Pink was kind of throwing me
Yeah,
off too.
yeah. That one is much better.
I'm
So-
still not crazy about the number and the name, but the pink the pink looks
Yeah.
much better as orange
Yeah.
or the color
Yeah.
looks better rather.
I don't know. I don't watch.
If it was
current
orange, I think I
NBA,
would have
but-
probably guessed Heat. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
maybe.
So I got you.
Oh, I totally would have got it 100% hands down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so-
What in the world is that?
That's the referee jersey.
Oh Lord!
Would you like me to tell you what sport this one is? I was gonna
yeah,
do this for
assumed
challenge mode.
soccer.
I'm gonna say rugby.
It is not. No, this is an NFL
White
jersey.
Gary Poe.
It's an NFL jersey.
Yep.
Ooh.
What in the ugliness is this?
What year? Give us a year.
96.
I was alive when this was around.
I think so.
Oh, I like
I'm
it.
pretty sure it was 96, somewhere in that time.
It looks like that the show Yellowstone, that logo kind of a little bit. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, it's a good guess. What are you thinking, Chris?
I'm thinking there's a castle on the top of the logo. And I don't know if those aren't gears. What are those?
It may look like kind of like maybe could be Los Angeles something.
Chiefs. Just
You said the
put it
Chiefs?
out. Guess Kansas City.
Well, my friends, Joe got it right. It's the Steelers.
Oh, let's go. Okay,
the
you want to know why I guessed
Steelers.
that though? So
Sure.
because of the castle thing, there's this really cool building in Pittsburgh that looks like a freaking castle.
Well, I didn't guess it because my first one that was black and yellow was wrong. Which is
and
when I
yellow,
thought I
black
was
and
like the
yellow.
only color, like I
Right.
have to look at these in colors. Is all I
Yeah.
know. So
And I will say this was the NFL 75-year anniversary jersey. So it was, again, only worn one time on the 75th anniversary of the NFL.
for the best.
Yeah.
I agree. This one's kind of brutal.
Hey,
All
whoever
right.
won that, I hope you hear us roasting you.
Yeah, for real.
Last one.
Okay. Okay.
I photoshopped the name off of the top of this, so that's why his pecs look a little awkward.
I'm pretty sure I know this one only because they brought these back not but a couple years ago and they looked awful.
What are you thinking?
These are rough.
I think you should guess because I'm almost positive that I'm right.
I don't even know. I'm gonna guess some sort of middle school.
Wait, a middle school.
Look at the
This
middle
is an-
school uniforms that they're wearing,
Dude,
man.
they're
Like,
really bad, and it's crazy because if this is what I'm thinking of it, they brought it back but a couple years ago they tried to wear them again, and it looked even worse the second time around.
yeah.
I'm almost positive this is the Chicago White Sox.
Chicago Whites. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna guess. Chicago White, the White Jets. Yeah.
The White Jets, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Chicago White Sox. Caught me red-handed.
Like my middle school gym shorts. My gym shorts.
They,
in middle school.
dude, yeah.
These ones got me laughing so hard. Like I was looking at the ugliest at the end because the first ones I did, I was looking just for kind of like fun, unique jerseys, like whatever. But then I went down the rabbit hole of the bad ones, and these ones gave me quite the giggle.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So, it was the White Sox. Hold on. Did you Photoshop socks off of that dude's hat, or did I just miss it?
No, it actually says socks on the other guy's hat. I think it's just that the hat is turning away from you, the one in his hand.
No. I'm talking about the guy in the background. Did I just miss it and not see it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't see it either.
It was
oh my
staring at
God.
us right there in the
Dude,
face.
it really is, bro. What?
I'm not gonna lie. So I saw it the moment I put it on the screen, and in the back of my mind, I had that panic moment of, "Oh my god, I forgot to Photoshop that. I hope they don't see it."
I told you
So-
before the
That's
show.
hilarious.
Do not underestimate my ability to miss what I'm looking at.
That's funny because I didn't even notice. But no, literally because I remember that because it wasn't just them. They played a game. The Cincinnati Reds also brought back these dreadful like short jerseys.
It was
And-
just bad jersey night.
It was
Dude,
It's
it
awesome.
was so bad in both of them. Like
This honestly looks like a polo club, like or you know what I mean, like one of those
Yeah,
like.
it really does.
Hey, we are the rich people in town, and we are here to play some baseball with you. If you
Yeah,
do not
they're-
like it, you can reserve yourselves and go find yourselves somewhere in the trash, like the filth
Yeah,
you
well,
are.
and what's crazy is the White Sox have some really cool throwback jerseys
I like the
that are
pinstripes.
not these.
I like the pinstripe.
The
jersey,
pin,
though.
the White Sox pinstripes are
Yeah.
slick.
Yeah.
I like them. And then the brand new Sox logo with it kind of going down in a diagonal with the medieval font,
Yeah.
like White Sox. Like, why did we do this? Like, why?
I guess that we could just see those dudes with meaty quads.
Honestly, at least they're like good legs in these.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That was immediately when I first was like, holy shit!
Like that dude's got some muscle, man. Like those are thick thighs.
He looks
man.
Make a
like
kick
he
a
looks
horse.
Like, and that freaking stash, dude, that's like an epic stash. And all like Carl Weathers is what I'm getting here. And I don't know why.
No, I saw Carl Weathers as well. I thought the same exact thing.
Yeah, I think it's the mustache is what's doing it.
That's awesome. Oh God!
yeah,
All
that was
right.
great.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a great episode of Sportsballogy. Check out our friends at Legacy Maker Sports on all of their wonderful platforms. They are great friends of ours. We do appreciate them and them sharing our show on their network.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. This was epic. We'll see you next time.
Till next time. Peace.
Bye.